What up, everybody? SkaveninAz here, bringing you a little different type of video. With the World Team Championship coming up right around the corner, the ninth age ACSs have come together and decided to talk about some of our favorite lists and why we like them and what we think that they can do. And so your United States, two of your three United States ACSs are here today. Vespacian, known as Aaron, who does Highborn Elves.
What's up, everybody?
And myself, obviously, SkaveninAz, who does Remnant's Form. So, let's jump into it. You've got your choice on the screen, so talk to us about why.
Okay, so here we have a list from Tomas Mabul Vavrnik. I hope I didn't do that too badly. Obviously, there's two main reasons I like this list. One, out of the 13 Highborn Elf lists, it was definitely a big outlier as far as build. And then two, it has an ancient dragon, which, is that's the crowning achievement there. So the only ancient dragon at WTC. Beyond that, it's pretty interesting. He's packed a lot in, given that he had to spend almost 1,000 points on the prince. He's got a decent shooting phase with a big unit of archers and a couple of Seaguard Reapers. He's got a lot of kind of punchy, fast stuff with the Lion Chariots, the Rima Knights, and the Lancers. And then he's got a huge unit of Swordmasters with the Rending Banner to be the other shooting magnet other than the AD. And then he's got a, killer Oswald Scholar Divination Wizard with 24-inch range on his spells and 2 Binding Scrolls. So it's kind of... It's cool. He fit a lot of stuff in, I think, and I think it looks like a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, you typically, you look at those Swordmasters and you expect them to just be bait for any massive amount of shooting, but at the same point in time, if you've got choices of, an AD to shoot, and then, those Knights and those Chariots running down on you, are you really going to spend a lot of time at the Swordmasters?
Yeah, exactly. You got to put fire into the AD, because you can't let him get into your lines, without being heavily damaged, I feel like. So I think it's an interesting build. In a team environment where they've got, 5, I think it's 5 on a side, right? They can probably dictate his matchups, make sure he doesn't get cannons, hopefully. And,
right.
He could have an interesting time, I think, with it.
Yeah, I mean, and thinking of this as a team, team tournament, what's the green matchup for this list? If you're playing this in a team tournament, what do you want to see on the other side of the table with this army?
That's a really good question. I feel like the Swordmasters change a lot of matchups for the Highborn Elves, because all of a sudden you can deal with, like the big Death Star units.
Sure.
Which I think, normal Highborn Elves have a lot of trouble with. But that unit, when it's 8 wide, pumps out, what is it? Like 30-something attacks at Strength 5, AP 3. You're likely going to be getting, Know Thy Enemy or Stars Align off on them, which means they're going to be re-rolling to hit, or, always hitting on 2s, striking at Agility 8. That unit can kill a lot of stuff if it
Sure.
doesn't get damaged on the way in. So, and I assume that's what he's thinking of using the Binding Scrolls for, is to prevent people from really hurting the Swordmasters and the AD with spells. So I think that you want to face somebody that doesn't have pyromancy. You don't want to face something like the EOS gun lines that have something like 140 strength 4 AP2 shots, right? And you want to face opposing elite armies. I think elves, you probably tear elves up. Swordmasters are really good in the elf matchup. As long as they don't have pyromancy or lots of shooting, I think elves would probably be a decent matchup for this list.
Sure.
They also, Swordmasters can kill big units of VC, right? They can go
Right.
through
Zombie
30,
bricks,
40,
ghouls,
50 zombies and skeletons,
yeah.
pretty easily. So yeah, I mean, I think that they can fill this list can fill a aggressive or aggro role in a team. I should have looked at what the rest of his team looked like, but I didn't. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I didn't do it for my guy either. So, us United States type people, we don't do team tournaments around here, so we don't do these types of things and look at it. But
that's right. The newfangled team tournaments.
Hey, but you're gonna be you'll go to Pacific Rim again, right?
I am planning to. Yeah, I need to. I need to work on my team because it looks like two of my four, of our four-man team are either moved away or going to move away. So I've got to rebuild it from the ground up.
Right.
But yes, I think he's going to try to do five-man teams this year. So there's 2 rounds of pairings, which I think will make a big difference. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, hype to Kenyon for the Pack Rim tournament in early December for those who want to come out.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Should we move over?
Let's move over.
I think that's about it on this.
No, you're good. Sorry, I'm trying to do three. I'm trying to do 3 things at once, which is not the best thing to do.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch this video.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'll send it to BB and we'll upload it. But all right, my pick for Vermin Swarm. I looked through a lot of it, and I confess that I'm a little tired of seeing the same cookie cutter list for Vermin Swarm, and it's something we talk about on the board, something that other armies have been picking on me a lot about KOE. But at the same point in time, this is a list that's a take on something I've seen around people playing with, some of the people that shall not be named anymore on UB and other stuff. But this is a list, especially for a team tournament, that I think will mess some people up. Because of the fact that if you're not ready for this, you don't know what to do with it. And you think about, like, the list that you just looked at for Highborn there. Go ahead. Come charge this 1 unit of 15 Plague Disciples. It's not even the fact that there's 15 Plague Disciples there. Here's, 12 shots with Ratlet pistols. Because we're just going to stand and shoot you. And then we're going to comment you, and then we're going to do whatever, and then we've got an adept for witchcraft just to mess you up that way. This is a Death Star list. It's not your traditional Death Star list, but you shove 7 guys with Ratlick pistols into a Plague Disciple unit because they still get to grind from their 2nd and 3rd rank with their toxic attacks, stand and shoot with the pistols on the way in, and then you've got all those characters that you have to allocate and divide attacks against. It's a mess and nasty. He's got the Obsidian Rock, so it's hard to get, damage spells into it. It's got a lot of stuff that 1 unit's going to have problems. And it's still got other stuff in it as well. It's not like it's a really expensive Death Star. You've still got other chaff around, the Plague Brotherhood unit, the Vermin Guard with the Lightning Rod unit, another unit of Disciples, the 2 Dreadmills. It's got answers for a lot of things. But trust me when I say that 14 AP3 Strength 5 pistol shots a turn at something will eliminate whatever it hits, unless you've got something to deal with it.
Yeah, I know, by the way, it still has 2 Dreadmills.
Right.
As per the usual.
Right.
Yeah, it's, no, I agree with you. I think, I saw when you brought it up, and I was like, yes, this is the most unique VS list going to WTC.
Right.
I think, I agree with you. I think that this is a really good answer for that HB list. Lots and lots of shooting. Right. And Dreadmills are amazing against Ancient Dragons as well. So
right.
I think it's good. I would get a little bit worried the ID like pyro spam. That would be something that could grind through the Disciples and stuff like that at range.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely nasty. I think how would you use this list in a pairing process? Would it be it's kind of like your wild card, I feel like.
Right. I mean, this is the list that I think shows up as a red matchup on a lot of boards unless you are specifically geared to deal with this. And I think in your standard team tournament you're going to have people that are, we're going to have the anti-elf build. And with that you're going to have people that can deal with this, as you said. But at the same point in time, this is still a little harder to deal with than you would think, because of the fact that, number one, they've got the tire toughness, they've got the rock, they've got the lightning rod, they've got the things to help slow that down, and then, if they can get across the board quickly because, well, there's a Banner of the Relentless Company in the build.
Twice.
Right.
That's really cool, actually. So that unit can move 30 inches in 2 turns.
Correct. And that's the thing, that you're just gonna have problems dealing with it if you don't have, something dedicated to that. And so if you can get away from his red matchup, which, like you said, maybe the all pyro matchup, or somebody with, a lot of combat ability or that sort of thing, you're gonna have a hard time facing this. It's gonna be a mess, because even if you've got, I mean, think about it. Your AD list, you charge into that Death Star, and great, you kill one guy, and the next guy challenges you, 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 and the next guy challenges. There's no getting away from it. So you can't do that, and if you want to go somewhere else with those 2 dreadnoughts flying around going, okay, we're going to zone you 18 inches in any direction you want. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So that's my
thaumaturgy for gun lines, and I mean, I think it's interesting. And was, when you looked at the VS WTC list, was there a lot of variability, or was it pretty consistent like we've seen in the States?
I'll switch over, but you're going to see Vermin Demon, BSB with, or I mean, Mage with Thom. You've got 3 choices right now. You've got the Demon, or you're going to the, the Bell, whatever. You're going to see 2 Dreadmills. You're going to see 2 Catapults. You're going to see a Pendulum in most of these. And that's the thing. And that's why I know a lot of people are, getting a little frustrated with the book right now, because a lot of the build are the same. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not running VS right now, because a lot of the builds are the same. And WTC is no different, because how many disciples can you put into a list? How much shooting can you put into a list? That SKU list designed to take care of something that the other person is bringing in.
Yeah. Well, then kudos to this guy for breaking the mold, because I agree, it's pretty interesting and fun and original.
Right. It is something that you just don't see a lot of. So
yeah.
That's
Very cool.
But a lot of fun. So, questions for this, guys, you can drop them on the comment section down below. Like the video if you like, and subscribe if you haven't already to the official 9th Age YouTube channel. We're going to post more content out there. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.